man. How are you doing? How's your day been?
Everything good. I just came from doing like a lot of stuff. Like I had to go to like an MRI. Um, I had to train. I had to make schedule to train, and at the same time go do since I'm fighting like really soon, and they're throwing a lot of like paperwork at me. I gotta do physical. I gotta do blood exams. I gotta do MRIs. It's been a little bit of what's it called? A lot of errands I gotta run this whole week, but everything is good so far.
So, congratulations, man. The newest roster or newest member of the UFC roster. How does it feel to hear that?
Oh man, it's great, bro. You know what I mean? I've been grinding for like 14 years to make this happen, and I finally did. So I'm very excited. It wasn't real till a few days ago. Even though I signed about last Thursday, until like about yesterday or the day before is when it really hit me.
Yeah, I saw it and I was like, okay, I have to reach out to him. I have to talk to him before his fight. So how did you hear about the news? Was it a phone call from your manager? Where were you when you heard the news, and how did you take it?
You know, I fought like about July 18th. I fought for the Global Legion title.
Yep.
I won, and we knew that that was gonna help us to go somewhere. You know, I everybody so far has been going to the contender. That's like literally the first option everybody's going through. And I really thought that was gonna happen for me too. You know what I mean? So I'm sleeping because right now I'm in my bedroom. I was sleeping, and my manager keeps calling me. He keeps calling me, but it wasn't about that yet. He was just letting me know. Oh, look, he was telling me like we're trying to get you. We're trying to give you an opportunity to probably either the contender or probably the UFC. We don't know yet. But he was just like hitting me up so I could be like start getting ready and start, I guess just wanted me to start training again or just be ready. Just be ready. And then I was like, okay, of course I had gone back to the gym already like a few days after the fight. Like I only took like 5 days off and I was already back in the gym. My fight was only a one round, 2 minutes, so I didn't take any damage. So I was able to go back to the gym very fast. So I was like, all right, that's cool. So I get up, I do my thing, I'm making breakfast, everything, and then he calls me again like about 15 or 20 minutes after. And he tells me, oh, Danny, I got bad news and good news. And I'm like, all right, give me the bad news. I'm like, give me the bad news first. The good news might make me happy. And then he's like, oh, the bad news is I cannot get you in the contender series. And I was like, damn. You know what I mean? Like, that's like where everybody wants to go. So I literally in my head, I was thinking, okay, the good news is that he got me somewhere with a lot of money, or another promotion, or he's gonna tell me, I don't know. I just didn't know what the good news was. And I'm like, all right, so what's the other news? And he's like, I got you a fight on a UFC 252 August 15th. And I'm like, are you serious? I'm like, you're lying to me. And he's like, man, I wouldn't be lying to you about this, bro. You crazy? And I'm like, bro, you're lying to me. And he's like, nah, man, I'm not lying to you. So I was like, are you serious? And he's like, yeah, bro. And I'm like, damn. I'm like, I didn't, like I said, it was great because I skipped the contender series. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's like, even if you make it to a contender series, you still got to win that fight. And even if you win that fight, you still need Dana White to like that fight to be able to get in. You know what I mean? So it's crazy how like I went straight to fight and next Saturday's card. So I'm very happy.
Who was the first person you called when you heard the news? Who was the first person you told?
The first person I told was one of my students. His name is Justin. He's my best friend. So yeah, I texted. He didn't pick up the phone. I called him twice, and he still didn't pick up the phone. But he texted me. "My work was good," and then I texted him back. Just to let you know, I'm fighting August 15 in the UFC card 252. And then he started texting me back. Oh hell no! What are you talking about? He started going crazy. And he works in like he does a lot of like phone calls and like emails and like stuff. And he even told me, bro, I lost because he talks to like doctors. He works in labs. He talks to doctors and stuff. And he told me he even lost track of the conversation he was having with a doctor at the moment. So he was the first person I hit up because like I'm a coach too. I'm not just a student. I'm a fighter, but I'm a coach as well. So he was one of the first guys I told, and I told my other guys after that, and then I told my family, and then I started telling everybody, but I had to tell them to keep it quiet because I couldn't post it yet. I had to wait till the news gets out there first.
I was the first person to release it. I just want to put it out
Oh,
there.
yeah.
I got it.
Hey, thank you.
So yeah, this fight is a quick turnaround. We mentioned that you had that fight 2 weeks ago. What was it like getting that belt? Did it feel like I've talked to a few people who have won belts outside of the UFC, and they're like, it doesn't really feel like a real belt. Do you feel that way? And was it bigger to win that belt, or was it bigger to get a phone call from the UFC?
Oh no, the phone call to the UFC is big right now. You know what I mean? And of course, but I'll be honest. It's like if you compare it, but at that moment when I won that belt meant a lot for me
Yeah.
because I have fought for two titles before, then I lost them. You know what I mean? This was my third shot at a title, regional competition, but it was the third time I fight for a title, and I didn't want to lose this one either. And I knew that what this one could mean for me. You know what I mean? I know this one will give me an opportunity to get somewhere. So, so yeah, but no, if you were to compare it, right now my UFC debut is bigger than anything I've done so before this.
Yeah, before that fight, you had a long layoff, right? It was like about a year and a half between the last fight and the fight before that. What was the reason for that layoff? Was it injuries? Was it just not being able to find opponents? What was the reason for the long time off?
What really happened is like, one, we were looking for opportunities, and I think we gambled too much. I think like what we trying to it was that year, 2019, is when the contender series started. Like not started, but it got hot.
Yeah.
That's when everybody was starting to get in the contender series. So we tried to get in the contender series, and we didn't want to really, we didn't want to risk fighting if we because I was 9-3 at the time, and I just came from a back-to-back knockouts from
Yeah.
2018. And I fought in 2018 in March, and then I fought in December, and I got back-to-back knockouts. So we thought we were able to use that to be able to get into a contender, and we tried and we tried, and it just didn't happen. And then when we finally did get a fight, it was in December of 2019. But the guy pulled out the day before the weigh-ins, so I didn't get to fight on December. So I was supposed to fight in 2019. And then on March, I was gonna fight for the title I just fought, but the
Yeah.
COVID-19 happened and it messed up everything. But then everything got rescheduled for July 18.
It seemed to kind of really come full circle. And even though you did take some time off, it really kind of worked out for you. I mean, 3 fight win streak, all in the first round TKOs. For people who haven't watched your fights, I personally until I saw you were signed, I never watched any of your fights. I hadn't even heard of your name. I'll be completely honest with you.
No?
But what fight would you be like? You got to watch this one of me. If you're gonna want to watch one of my fights, watch that one.
Mm. I think my last two, because I feel like I have 10 decisions and I have 3 finishes in the first round, which is my last three.
Yeah.
You can watch all my decisions. You're gonna get to see more about me. You get to see because my last 3 fights have been straight stand up and knockouts, but my other ones you get to see a lot more. I go to the ground, I wrestled, there's more scrambles, there's more everything. But I it's not because of my last three were the way it went down, but it's the most dedicated I ever been. I feel like that's why I'm finishing fights because I'm putting everything on the line now. I got older. Once I reached my 30s is when I said, like it's time to like stop getting distracted out there, stop taking this sports. Like if this is really what I wanted to do, like just put all the chips in, like in poker, just all chips in. And that's what I did for this one. So I'll say my last two because it's been like my best performance. My last one, the one that I fought for XFN in December in 2018, and that one I showed a lot. I showed a lot of my kicks. I was kicking the guy. I barely got touched in that fight, and that fight meant a lot because I was fighting another Colombian. It was the only time I ever fought a Colombian, and we were kind of like fighting for the number one spot, again, the best Colombian out here. And my last one, I was able to use more of my boxing because I was upset of the one before, even though it was a great performance, and people told me, "Man, you barely got touched. What are you talking about?" And I'm like, "Yeah, but I wanted to let go of my hand. I'm known for boxing, but I was able to capitalize on the kicks. That guy was eating all my kicks." But in this one, I was able to use my boxing because I always like to use my boxing, and I was able to use, because I tattooed these in my hands for a reason. So I want to use them. So in this one, I was able to really finish it with my hands.
So you fought on the regional circuit. Have you ever competed in an empty arena?
The last one was a little empty. I'll say 30 people were there.
Yeah.
And I'll say 15. And it was like split crowds, and not even split crowds. I'll say I had probably like about that I know of that they went over there for me because it was in Tampa. So I'm in Miami. I'm known for making. I found my whole career in Miami, and I
Yeah.
always sold tickets. I always sold 100 to 200 tickets, and I always had a big crowd with me. This is the first time I didn't have a crowd. It felt good. I actually felt, it felt like my first fights. When I first started fighting, I didn't sell tickets. I was not into marketing. I was not into Instagram or Facebook or Twitter or none of that stuff. I was just I would just train, do my job, and go fight. So I felt just like that again. And this last fight is the closest thing I'll say to like not have a crowd because they were only able to have 50% capacity in the arena,
Yeah.
which it was like I'll say like it was like 60 people there, 70 people, but like not even half of them were for me. Like I'll say like only 10 people were there for me.
Do you feel like that's going to benefit you having no crowd, being able to hear your corner, being able to hear the other corner, the commentary, and everything? Or do you think that it may not benefit you? It's your style, you feed off the crowd.
No, I never fed off the crowd. I never. Like when people say like the crowd, I never fed off the crowd. Once I step in the cage and I'm doing my walk around because I walk side to side, and then they introduce me and I do my little Harlem shake, and that's my way. That's like my signature entrance to the fight. And once I get into the fight is a fight. I'm not here like I had fights where the crowd is because like I said my previous fight, not the last one because like I told you there was no people. The one before that one, I sold about 180 tickets, and everybody was screaming my name. But I didn't use that to be more aggressive or anything. I fight the fight that I need to fight. I don't care if they're screaming my name and I'm winning. It don't matter. Like to me, I'm always gonna fight the fight I gotta fight. Like it doesn't play. It doesn't do anything for me.
So TJ Brown as an opponent, have you done much? Have you watched much film? Do you watch film at all, or do you just focus on you and you don't really worry about him? And if so, what do you see in him as an opponent?
I'll say I always said this to a lot of the interviews I've done. I don't really study my guys so much. Have I seen them? Of course, I've seen them.
Yeah.
Do I spend hours of my day watching him? No. You know what I mean? I seen what he does. I seen a few things he does. What I do is I tell my guys, the guys that I'm going to train with, I tell my guys, do me a favor, watch him and mimic him when we spar. That's what I tell them to do. I tell them to mimic him because at the end of the day, I need them to mimic him. I need to see. I need to have like a view of the way he does things. So have I seen him? Yeah, but I seen a lot of his previous fights, previous than the last two. He did the Contender Series and he fought in the UFC once. So I seen anything before that, which it doesn't tell me that much because people always evolve and they get better. So I gotta watch a little bit more than last two. I seen only a little clips of him because you can't find so much. But I know he took the fight just like me. We both got the phone call on Thursday. We both just accept the fight. I know he's a wrestler. I know he likes to kick. He likes to throw head kicks. He switches stands here and there. He throws his right. He throws his hands out there. He likes to be on top and a ground and pound look. He likes to look for the arm, head, and arm triangle. I've seen some stuff about him. You know what I mean? But I'm not that kind of guy that goes crazy just watching him. I like to worry about what I gotta do.
Do you feel like there's any added pressure because it is the UFC? Like, do you feel like this fight, like going into it, are you a little more nervous than you would be a typical fight because it's the UFC? Everyone talks about octagon jitters and that people don't perform to the highest level because they feel a little bit of pressure. I know you're still a couple of weeks away, but do you feel that pressure?
Um, to be honest, like like I said, the fight just got real like about 2 days ago. Even though I
Yeah.
signed on Thursday and I've been training my ass off on Thursday since Thursday. Eh, how can I say this? I gotta regardless try not to think of the UFC. You know what I mean? I gotta think of it like if I'm fighting him again in Global Legion. You know what I mean? I gotta make sure because at the end of the day, I fought a lot of top guys. My last guy was the number one guy in North Carolina. I fought all the top guys from Miami. You know what I mean? I literally have fought a lot of the top guys, beat some and lost to some too. So he's just another guy. You know what I mean? What makes the pressure is, like you said, the UFC, the cameras, the lights, the stage. So what I gotta do is just try not to let that get to me, and I'm trying my best to not let that happen. But of course, this is this is an opportunity I've been looking for. It's kind of like, it's like me and my friend Brock Weaver. He's actually a UFC fighter
Yep.
himself.
His fight's
He
announced too.
Yeah, September 12th. He's fighting soon. We
Yeah.
were talking about it. He told me like, yo, we trained so hard to get here, and once you get here, you're like, what's next? Once you get here, you're like, okay, it's like a new journey. You know what I mean? It's like you're starting all over again because they don't care about what you did before the UFC now. Now, although UFC only cares about what you do in there, So yeah, like, I feel just like I feel for my last fight. I feel just the same, like in the sense of like, you get some jitters here and there. Like it's the same thing to me. At the end of the day, the fight is a fight, and what I try not to let get to me is a stage. You know what I mean? I try to just, in my mind, I'm fighting just another fight.
Yeah. So later on that evening, we've got, in my opinion, one of the biggest fights in a long, long time, and Daniel Cormier versus Stipe Miocic. What's your prediction on that fight? Who do you think is going to win that fight?
Well, I think if I'm not wrong, I had Cormier winning the second one, and he was winning it. If I'm not wrong, because I was watching at a sports grill, and I think he got a little bit not lazy. I don't want to say lazy, but when he started getting liver shots, he started like relaxing too much, and then and when he really started feeling them, is when everything started happening. I like the work ethic that Cormier has. I think he's one of those hard worker guys. So I think he's gonna do his job. I think he's gonna go out there and he's gonna win the trilogy match.
So I built the little platform I have in MMA. I built it kind of by making matchups. And so if there's one fighter in the UFC who maybe not now because you've got a fight coming up, or somewhere down the line, you'd be like, that's someone I'd love to test my skills against. Is there anybody in the UFC who you wish, now, present, or formerly, is there any fighter that's ever competed in the UFC that you wish you'd have a chance to fight?
Yeah, I always talk about this, man. I just want to know what's going on with everybody that can't be Khabib. You know what I mean? And even though it's not my weight class, it's a one weight class above mine, but I still would do it. You know what I mean? I just think like I have a very good wrestling defense. You know what I mean? And if you take me to ground, I'm black in jiu-jitsu. You know what I mean? I feel like some people don't use the jiu-jitsu against them. They just either trying to just stop the takedowns or they just kind of like trying to like just stop his ground and pound. But I feel like I really believe I could like I said, I work on takedown defense, and especially against the wall, because I used to lose like that. My losses has been because people took me down. My losses were because of that, and I worked my ass off on trying to trying to stop that style. So, and like I said, like he's undefeated. Nobody has figured him out in that sense yet, and I think I could do it. So it'll be great, and it'll sell. He's from Russia. I'm from Colombia. It's two different countries. It's not like
Yeah, you get two big countries all behind each one of you. Yeah, I think I like that. So here we are 2 weeks out. You are in Florida, which is right now like the epicenter of COVID. So what are you doing to make sure you do not get COVID before this fight? What sorts of things are you doing? How are you staying safe?
Oh man, I just to be honest, like my students, they keep getting on my case because sometimes I have to go to the supermarket and they'll be like, no, send somebody. Like today I gotta go to Walmart and buy an inflatable pool because I want to do an ice bath because we don't have the tub. So I'm gonna just get an inflatable pool, just throw ice in it, water, and just get in an ice bath. And they be telling me, send your brother. So I've been just really trying to stay away from people. What I've been doing is just, like I said, take my vitamins or stay hydrated or exercise. Of course, I gotta train. I'm doing what as best as I can with the things I could control.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like outside of that, there's nothing else I could do about it. Like if, hope it doesn't happen to me. You know what I mean? But that's all I could do. And yeah, Miami is loaded with Corona right now. It's crazy. The cases are high. But that's all I could do. You know what I mean? Tomorrow is actually one of my best friends passed away. Like the same day I fought for the Global Legion title, and tomorrow is his funeral, and I can't go. because I cannot take a chance of, people are showing up, even though we're wearing the mask, even though we're going to be distant. I can't go. I will have to visit them after the fight is over. But I can't go because I cannot take a chance right now. And I wanted to go, but my students stopped me from doing that. They were like, don't go, don't go. And I was like, bro, I want to go because it's tomorrow. And I'm like, man, I want to see him for the last time. Like, no, don't do that. Like he won't want you to go. And it's true. That's right.
I'll ask you one last question, and then I'll let you go. Are you looking for which test would you rather do, the nose test or the throat test?
Oh, there's a throat test? I didn't even know about that.
Yeah, they either put it up your nose or they put it in the back of your throat.
I, hmm. I would do the nose, and I already experienced it. I think I just keep the same nose one. I don't know about the throat. I haven't experienced that, and what if I don't like it? You know what I mean? So I think I just keep the nose one. It's only one. It's only one nostril. They get it in there. They move it around. It bothers. It hurts. A little painful. I think I'll just keep that one. I don't know
All
how
right.
that feels. I don't like that one.
Yeah, I did this one. I probably will never do that one. All right, man. Thank you for taking the time and best of luck, man. I'm looking forward to your fight.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. I
All right.
appreciate the support and the love, man. Thank you.
All right, man. Stay safe, keep washing your hands, and send people to the supermarket.
Yes, sir. Thank you.